Okay, today, writers, we're going to talk about elaborating. I know you worked really hard last week on establishing what your 3 reasons were for your opinion, and you came up with some really awesome evidence. So now we need to elaborate on that evidence. And there's 3 main ways that I want to show you today how you can support and elaborate on those pieces of evidence. The first one is an example. An example is something that is illustrated or shown through a description. You often start examples with transitional phrase such as, for example, just like, the same way as. If I were writing a persuasive piece, I might, on standardized testing, I might say something like, just like animals have different strengths, such as flying, running, and swimming, children also have different strengths and should be tested in different ways. So these are my examples of other ways people can show their strengths or, different strengths as animals. So that's kind of an example to why children should show their strengths in different ways. Over here in this example, the 5th grade writing, it says, when you play football, you get to run, throw, and catch. The quarterback throws the ball and everyone else runs to catch it and tries to get a touchdown. So he's trying to use examples of what are great exercises. So as you can see, they list a lot of examples there. Another example in this paragraph over here is, for example, we can learn to solve problems because it says it helps us learn important things. For example, we can learn to solve problems. So see how those transition words help you to really shine that you're using an example. Another fun way to elaborate on your opinion writing is something called an anecdotal piece. I have a hard time saying that word, but it's basically just a mini story or a personal experience with whatever you're trying to illustrate. You often start anecdotes with a phrase such as, it wasn't long ago when, it reminds me of the time, I remember. If I were, again, going to write a piece on standardized testing and I wanted to give an anecdote about it, I might say, it wasn't long ago that I was sitting in my desk trembling with nerves. My stomach hurt, my hands were sweating, and my heart was racing. It was test day, and I couldn't have been more scared. So, and like in this 5th grade example over here, it says the piece of evidence or reasoning that they're trying to support is why they should have football is everyone can play. So like the story here says, you don't need to spend money on fancy equipment or uniforms. Everyone in our class can play. Some people think football is only for boys, but that's not true. I sometimes play with my sisters. See this part right here where they start talking, I play with my sisters and even my mom plays. That's considered an anecdote, and it gives your piece a human feeling and connects with your reader. Finally, another way that you can elaborate on your opinion writing is called a statistic. A statistic is a piece of data about a certain topic. When you add a statistic, you should share what group conducted the actual research to find the data. So sometimes you have to do some research to find out exactly what you're looking for, but there's research out there on everything, boys and girls. You should be able to find something. You often use percentages to share statistics. And again, my example over here is about if I might write on standardized testing, I might say something like, the American Test Anxieties Association found that 16 to 20% of students have high test anxiety. This slide thingy won't go away so you can see it, but that's what that says here. One of the statistics that it says over here, they actually surveyed the kids. Out of 25 kids, all 25 said they wanted football. Another one over here is in an article, a parent named Christine McAndrew says, the football is good for kids. She says it's great for their social skills and they resolve things on their own. It's good for them. That's a statistic and or quote. You just want to make sure that you are giving your quote, a source. And we're going to talk a little bit about citing sources later on this week. But what I want you to try today is on the next slide. Go ahead and try some of these out and then show your teacher that, hey, look, here's my example. Hey, look, here's my anecdote. Hey, look, here's my statistic. Try one of the, you don't want to do all 15 examples in just one paragraph, but try one thing in each of your paragraphs just to make your writing a little more exciting. I really look forward to seeing how you elaborate on your amazing opinion writing.